Nearly half, 43%, of teachers in the US grades 6 through 12 used AI detection tools in the 2024-25 school year. However, experts warn that these tools are unreliable. Most of these tools scored at less than 80% accuracy. This week, I want to give an update in the area of AI in education. The first area is pedagogy and intelligence amplification using AI. The source I'm going to reference here is from Psychology Today: how to use AI to help amplify and not hinder learning. Certain pedagogical discussions are focused on the distinction between utilizing AI and intelligence amplification. According to an interview with Thompson Morrison, who's a visionary in cybernetics, the original aspiration of modern computing was using AI. This is using computers to help humans think, and this is as opposed to having computers think for them. This distinction is critical because the reliance on AI as a crutch is showing negative cognitive effects. Morrison is cited from a recent MIT Media Lab study titled Your Brain on ChatGPT. This study found a significant decline in the neural activity and retention of students who depended on LLMs or large language models for learning, for their writing. So to counter this, educators are encouraged to shift from academic production to capacity for creative thinking. So what does this look like practically? This involves using AI to help foster creative thinking and curiosity, rather than just generate answers. Morrison, in his research, suggests that computers mimic rational and linear thinking, where humans possess the unique capacity for nonlinear thinking, and this is shaped by their emotions and their experiences. Teachers can exploit this concept by having their students make the connection between concepts and by their own ideas and curiosities. This ideally will create aha moments that can result in authentic learning. The goal is to create an environment where students think with the AI rather than having the AI think for them. And this effectively, ideally helps them navigate the sorcerer's apprentice dilemma, where users unleash power and control that they have very little understanding of. The next area of AI in education I'd like to address this week is the readiness of district policy and career readiness. The source I'd like to reference here is from the ASA, the School Superintendents Association, and it's from an article entitled Integrating AI Skills for Career and Life Readiness. This article discusses that at the administrative level, leaders are moving from the vague theory of understanding AI to specific career pathways. And Bradley Robertson, the superintendent for the Oxford School District in Mississippi, he argues that for a strategy for responsible innovation, not only viewing AI as a responsible tool is important, but it's also a brand new skill. And Robertson also reports a large shift in the sentiment towards AI. While only 6% of teachers viewed AI as positive in 2023, 66% plan to use AI by the 2025-2026 school year. To meet this reality, his district has planned to establish the Narrative Artificial Intelligence Career Technical Education pathway, and this is in partnership with local businesses. And this pathway goes beyond basic usage and includes topics such as generative AI to create content and images, narrative AI to critically evaluate sources and process information, conversational AI for building interactive systems and using data. The district's definition of literacy has been updated to include the ability to ethically navigate artificial intelligence. This approach emphasizes the preparation of students for the future by equipping them with these tools while simultaneously establishing clear guidelines on academic integrity. The next area I want to talk about is higher education and national strategy. And this is based on an article from Focus Malaysia. Make AI literacy the essential ingredient of our education. And from a higher education perspective, the focus for 2026 is shifting from prohibition to pedagogy. Shazlan Niza Rezak, who is a lecturer at the for Foundation Studies in Science, argues that AI literacy must be treated with the same importance as digital literacy in the early 2000s. This report suggests that blanket bans on AI are neither realistic or educationally sound. Instead, institutions must support learners to help them understand the capabilities and limitations of tools like ChatGPT. This shift helps support the redesign of assessments. Traditional testing, which prioritizes recall, is becoming obsolete in this AI-assisted world. New assessments should prioritize and support reasoning, synthesis, oral communication, and ethical judgment. Furthermore, this article also supports that the use of AI and the integration of AI should be values-driven. In the context of Malaysia, this means aligning AI with the use of the Madani framework. This prioritizes sustainability, respect, and trust. There is a specific emphasis on ensuring AI supports multilingual and multicultural contexts rather than sidelining local values. The ultimate goal is to ensure that AI strengthens human capacity rather than eroding at it. The next topic I'd like to discuss is the ethics of detection and student welfare. The source I'm going to identify here is the schools are desperate to weed out AI from student work. There is a significant counter-narrative focusing on the failures of AI detection technology. Nearly half, 43%, of teachers in the U.S. grades 6 through 12 used AI detection tools in the 2024-25 school year. However, experts warn that these tools are unreliable, with a study by the European Network for Academic Integrity noting that most of these tools scored at less than 80% accuracy. The reliance on these flawed tools is creating anxiety, not only among students, but eroding at the trust in the educational process. This article highlights the experience of Marley Stevens, a university student who lost a scholarship after falsely being accused of the use of AI because she used the Grammarly tool. And this was a spell checker recommended by the university. Experts argue that the solution is not more surveillance, but a more fundamental shift in how students are assessed for their learning. Educators are urged to focus more on the process of skill development with students rather than the final written product. And this is because detection systems are creating false positives, and these can lead to academic probation or expulsion based on incorrect data. The next area I'd like to talk about is the technical limitations of assessment. The source I'm going to use here is the decoder. The curse of knowledge. The curse of knowledge means that smarter AI models don't understand where human learners struggle. Recent research has identified a limitation in using AI for education. This is a technical limitation. It's being called the curse of knowledge. A study involving over 20 language models, including ChatGPT and Llama, found that AI models not accurately predict which exam questions will be difficult for human learners. These models consistently underestimate the difficulty and fail to replicate the mistakes made by weaker learners. Even when prompted to role play as a weaker student, the AI's accuracy in simulating human error did not improve significantly. This disconnect occurs because the models are too capable for the AI. Tasks that are difficult for humans are trivial for the AI, leaving it with a blind spot regarding the human struggle. This finding challenges that large language models can immediately replace field testing or act as perfect automated tutors. The researchers suggest that making AI effective in education will require training models specifically designed on student error data to help bridge the gap between machine capability and human learning curves. The next area I'd like to discuss is future frameworks and research innovations. The source I'm going to reference here is from Rice University's OpenStax Learning Context, a United Framework. And finally, research is attempting to solve the context-blind nature of current AI. A new white paper introduces the Learning Context Framework, designed to help transition AI from mere mimicry to a more holistic understanding of the learner. This framework proposes coding cognitive, affective, and sociocultural factors into context-aware AI tools. This initiative uses the Model Context Protocol, CP, and is being implemented through the OpenStax platform to help support millions of learners. In additional parallel developments, OpenStax has integrated the Google Gemini's platform, allowing students to interactively ask questions of their textbooks within the OpenStax platform. There are some additional warnings from researchers related to MAD, the model autophagy disorder. This is a condition in which generative AI models degrade or collapse when trained on synthetic data. generated from previous models. To help combat this, researchers have developed the self-improving diffusion model with synthetic data, SIMS, a training concept that prevents this degradation, ensuring that AI tools remain robust and deteriorate due to madness over time. Thank you for reviewing this research with me, and I appreciate your time. Please give a like and subscribe to the channel. Please stop back again for updated AI and education news, as well as career and technical education news to help support you. And please also visit digitalfutureseducation.com.